completely different.
Good afternoon. I'm speaking to you live just outside.
I like to think balding is just God's way of saying, now let's see you get laid.
Is it true that if you don't use it, you lose it?
What I'd really like to do is put the greatness of this man in perspective.
The hair loss community has a lot to be thankful for, having you as a spokesperson.
You mean you just call this guy up?
About life and about reality.
And now, America's #1 reality radio show for men. Live from Los Angeles, it's Spencer Kobren's The Bald Truth.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. Phone number is 888-659-3727. It's great to be back in the saddle. A little downtime this week. Spent a lot of time sick in bed. Luckily, it's not COVID.
This month.
Well, this
month. Downtime the past month, yeah.
Well, we had a lot of downtime for the show, but this week was like, I woke up, I'm like, what is going on here? What? And your first thought is you got the coronavirus.
You got the Rona.
You got the Rona. But no, that's not the case. But I'm still slightly under the weather.
I can hear it in your voice.
That's not nice. No, I hear it. Guys, the phone number is 888-659-3727. But we are back. Joe is in a new studio, TBT Studios up in Vancouver, British Columbia. And you can hear a little echo. But, he's got a big room there.
It's the sound panels are not up. I'm replacing them with new ones. Sold off the old ones because they weren't big enough. So I got to get some new ones in. But still a work in progress. But really happy with it. A lot more space.
You know what's interesting about you? You're one of those dudes who resells shit. I wish I could be that guy.
Well, what am I going to do? Throw away 8 perfectly good acoustic panels?
That's how I do. I'm just like, okay, I use that stuff next, and I go on to the next thing. I'm not a reseller. I can't do the Craigslist thing or the eBay thing. I wish I was that guy.
You don't want people coming in your home.
I don't trust people, man.
See, and I don't either. That's cause I just meet them in a certain at a pre-designated meeting spot. That way, they don't know where I live. They can't come back.
Yeah,
and talk to me.
Yeah. Well, I am disappointed by people all the time. Not going to get into it, but all the time, I am surprised by human beings in ways that you live long enough, you think you've seen it all. But then some new shit happened, and then you're just like, what the fuck? It's unbelievable. But guys, we haven't done the show in a couple of weeks, and Joe is busy. I was sick, and now we're back. So give us a call.
Feels good to be back.
Yeah, 888-659-3727. I was feeling pretty good earlier, and now I'm feeling a little fucked up again. Not terrible. Certainly not terrible, but a little bit fucked up. And yes, Rob, big vitamin D guy, vitamin C. Zinc, I get a lot of zinc. You don't want to do too much zinc, but I do have zinc just in case of the Rona, by the way.
Just in case of the Rona. By the way, how's my feed? How's my connection? Because it's a new fiber gig connection with a different company, different location. So my speed is amazing. But what's the connection like? Is it good?
The connection is really good.
Looks crystal on the playback. So yeah, nice.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
FSK wants to know if your wife is happy with you using the bathroom as your studio.
Well, she's shocked that I actually have a bathroom this large. But hey, you know what? You got to do what you got to do.
I'm shocked too. All right, guys, give us a call, 888-659-3727. This is the Hair Loss Show. If you're new to the broadcast, don't know who we are, I am a consumer advocate for men and women dealing with hair loss. I'm the author of The Bald Truth and the Truth About Women's Hair Loss. I also happen to be the founder of the American Hair Loss Association, the International Alliance of Hair Restoration Surgeons, and for you physicians who are tuning in for the first time, also co-founder of something called the Global Hair Loss Summit. We're doing our second event this year, December 11th and 12th. And looking at the faculty that Dr. Christian Basanga has already provided us with and put together, this is going to be a pretty powerful event. And just looking at what we're going to be able to do this year, it's going to be even more robust than last year's event, which I have to tell you, not to pat ourselves on the back, but we really pulled that shit off last year.
We rocked it. We totally rocked it.
You know, and when you really come out of the gates that strong, everybody's expecting a lot.
Yeah. Well, we set the bar, and now we got to raise it a little bit more.
Well, it's already done. I mean, what we're doing, we have some really strong new technology contributors, guys who the field they're not really familiar with at this point, from cell-based therapy companies to genetic testing companies. What I decided to do this year is really, we decided last year that we wanted anyone who's being represented at Global Hair Loss Summit to not look like vendors or quote-unquote sponsors and vendors, and not be treated as such, as second-class citizens among all the scientists and physicians. The equipment that's being used to perform hair transplant surgery, the equipment being used and the technology being used for diagnostic testing, these doctors and this field cannot function without this technology. So to set it aside in some virtual fucking room somewhere like they're second-class citizens is insane to me. So what we decided to do, and we're doing again this year, is really pick the best in class in each category of technology. And raised a lot of eyebrows. People didn't think we'd be able to survive and do it, but that's exactly what we've done, and I'm excited about it. And, we are considering making some of this available to consumers as well, to hair transplant consumers and hair loss consumers, so they can get a little insight into what's happening behind the scenes in this space and what physicians and scientists are talking about. And we'll let you know how we're going to do that and when you guys can possibly register for on-demand stuff. Anyway, the phone number is 888-659-3727. Let's see how long my voice holds up, and let's take a phone call. Hey, you're on the air. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Yeah, hi, Roy Donovan. I'm from Norman, Oklahoma.
Roy Donovan, how are you? What's your phone number, Roy, and your social security number?
000000000. How's that?
Yeah. Hey, Mom, what's your 401k number? Did you ever see that commercial?
What?
Anyway, man, listen, thank you so much. Not a lot of people give out their last name on the show, but I appreciate it.
Oh, well, I got nothing to hide.
Yeah.
Except my Boston accent. Except the Boston accent.
So what's happening, man?
Yeah, so what I was going to ask is that this is for a friend. Now, I know that sounds weird because everybody said, but actually this is for a friend because I've already had work done. And but this fella, a friend of mine, he is 69, never had transplant before, not taking any medication, non-smoker, no drinker. And he has found someone in Oklahoma City that does this work, does the hair transplant. But the guy also does, the breast augmentation and everything else that anything else a plastic surgeon would do. So I talked to him because he's really a nice guy, and I said, well, you got to be careful who you get. This guy may be great, but you only have so many donor cells. Since I've gone through this before, I know you can't waste them. So I said, take some time, and he's already had like a consultation. But I said, take some time and just investigate it because once you do it, it's done. So anyways, I had listened to the show probably a year or two, but I haven't listened to it since. But my son listens to it on a regular basis. So I remember from listening to last time, you really raved about this Dr. Cooley in North Carolina. So, you guys, have your ear to the ground in finding out, who the good guys are and who the ones maybe aren't. But I'm going to give him, I wrote him an email, tell him, call Dr. Cooley's office. You have the advantage of I believe, of having, the strip or the other method. And they you know, they have a good reputation. And so, you know, I told them some other stuff about my experience, and I told them kind of what to expect. It's not like, you know, getting a filling done in a dentist. It can be uncomfortable.
And that's a good point. I think it's really
done right. It's really worth it.
Can you hear me?
So,
can you hear me? Or am I cutting off?
I didn't. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I cutting off?
It's okay. Can you hear me though?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly. Yeah.
So I want to interject here.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, it's really great that you're calling in for this guy, and it seems like he hasn't done a tremendous amount of research.
Right.
You know, if he's signing up for someone, a plastic surgeon in Oklahoma City, my only guess is that this is a physician who now offers one of these turnkey devices, possibly NeoGraft. I'm not, you know, you can let me know. And it's very possible that the physician will not be a major part or even a significant part of the surgical process. So he may be in the room, he may do the consultation, but and again, I don't know who this doctor is. You can tell us who they are. We can check out their website. But it's more than likely that they're hiring a per diem staff to perform the surgery, and the doctor's just going to kind of go in and out. And the staff is working under the auspices of this doctor's license. And this is a very typical thing that's happening now in the industry. And this type of procedure, you know, these turnkey procedures have really been what the industry has turned into over the last 5 or 6 years. Right.
I agree with you, yeah, because the ones I had done, that was the same situation, you know. And some of them were good and some of them were not so good. Let's see, I'm not hearing you. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, super. Yeah, so he needs to do some more homework. You know, and I told him this is kind of what happens, you know, and even in my own case, you just want it so bad, you tend to rush into the thing, and you believe the physician, and I am a physician, so I hear horror stories in my own, you know, going through med school and residency, whatnot. So, but even I should have known better, but I didn't. So, yeah. So, but now, can you guys? I mean, as Dr. Cooley sounds like he's good. I mean, and I know there's a list of people on the you know, that belong to the association, but I think you can get some yahoos on that list too. So, I mean, is there some other names you could throw my way that might you know, that he could investigate these guys too instead of just Dr. Cooley's office, which might be a good.
Well, let me ask you.
I'll let you take this. I'm going to check.
Yeah,
out.
I was going to say.
Having a problem with our stream.
What's your friend's timeline as far as getting something done? Is he hoping to get something done in the next few months, or is he willing to wait?
Yeah, well, I think he can wait. You know, I haven't talked to him for a while, but when I did talk to him, I told him, you know, because he said, I'm thinking about getting a hair transplant. I said, well, whatever you do, talk to me first, because I can tell you my experience. So then he just called me up yesterday and said, I'm really, you know, really gung-ho on this thing now. And so we talked for about an hour, and I told him, well, I would, you know, and then I sent him an email, and I told him just wait. So I think the timeline, I think he's willing to wait if you know, it's a good, and I'm cautioning him on that too, because he said he wants some hair on the crown, he wants some hair on the top, and he wants some hair on the front. I go,
he wants it everywhere.
There's one strip. One strip is not going to do that, and apparently, if I'm you know, getting the story right, that he's talking about getting one strip done, and he's going to fill in those areas. Well, I just don't think that's going to be the case, but you know, so I think he will wait if I can give him some good leads, you know, to do.
Well, okay, so a couple things. First off, where would you place him as far as the hair loss scale? Like, would you classify him as a Norwood 4, a Norwood 5, 5A, or do you know enough about the classification to lay that on?
Yeah, you know, I haven't looked at that scale for a while, but I think when the last time I saw him, he was missing some from the crown, and he told me when I was on the phone, he says, you know, I'm just worried they're going to do the crown on the top, and I'm going to have this little puff in the front. And I go, well, yeah, you know, you sound like you need more than one strip done if that's what the method you choose. So I really can't say and accurately what on the Norwood scale he's on because I haven't seen that scale for a while, and I've already had, you know.
And as a physician, did you talk to him about medical intervention before getting into surgery and the benefits of that?
You mean of hair transplant, the benefit of that?
No, the medical intervention like finasteride, dutasteride, non-surgical treatments.
You mean like propecia and that type of thing?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. No, I didn't talk to him about that because personally I don't really like that stuff. I think the side effects, I know they're questionable, but no, I didn't talk to him about it because being a friend, I can't really advise him to take that stuff since I didn't really like it. Didn't want to take it myself. So, because I think of the side effects or the possible side effects. So, I didn't go down that road with him at all. No, and I think he is kind of anti-medicine because he told me I don't take any medicines and I'm 69 and I'm healthy as a horse. And I said, well, maybe that's one of the reasons you are healthy because you're not taking any meds. So I don't think he would do that. Those meds.
Well, I forgot that he's 69 years old. So when you're about 69, it becomes less of an issue. So I understand that. All right. So back to the timeline. I was asking what his timeline is to get something done because I was just talking to Dr. Cooley yesterday, and he's actually booked out for a solid year with 0 openings.
Yeah.
Like at all. So
he said you have to wait 6 months to see this guy. So I
no, you got to wait a year. Yeah. So that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's made the right steps to get his work out there and to let people know that he's there, that he exists. But so the other question is, are there other people that we can send you to or give you a list of? I think that. Yeah, we can talk about names, but we're not recommending that he go to these clinics. We just, I think that the best thing to do is to go to the IAHRS.org, not the IAHRS.org, but IAHRS.org, and there's a feature where he can look for doctors in his area, and I know there's at least one. There's one that I work with as well in Dallas, not too far from where he probably is. It's Dr. Yaker. He's one of the newer members of my website, and I think pretty new also to IHRS. But if he's not looking to stay local, then there's a few dozen on the IHRS website, and about a dozen and a half on my not quite on my website where he can just pick and choose. And all of these doctors have been vetted to a standard that you don't see in most places. So. While what you said earlier, where different websites will have some that maybe aren't as good as the others, at least they do meet a certain standard and criteria for performance and for ethics and for quality of work and things like that, to where it's a safe place to start. Like I agree with you. No list is definitive. Even doctors I work with, I never say that they're the best or anything like that. I just think that they do meet a higher standard, but. It is subjective on some levels, so I think that it's a great place to start at the IAHRS. My website here, Transplant Mentor, it's a little bit of a smaller group of doctors that I work with that are also IAHRS members. But look at both websites and whittle it down from there. And it all comes down to trying to find cases, which will be more difficult. That is in his age group, say 55, 60 and above, but there are representations on each of the physicians' websites where you will see some results that will give him an idea of what they can do with hair that's maybe more like his own. So that's the best I can tell you. Just go to each website and check them out.
Is that the small you have? Is
IAHRS.
SOS, okay. And was this,
no.
Would you say it was Yager? Y-A-G-E-R?
Y-A-K-E-R.
K-E-R, okay. Y-A-K-E-R,
yeah.
okay, super, yeah. Yeah, okay, and I'll
but
check
let me give you the website again. It's IAH. What is it? RS.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
.org.
Okay. Okay, good. That I think that's helpful. Anything else you can tell me that could throw my way that might be a good direction for this guy to go? Because really, I'm not saying the Dallas thing would work out, but that's like 2.5 hours drive from Norman. It's very close.
Yeah, it is. But the other thing that you can help your friend with, or tell your friend is, ask him the question. You're 69 years old. Why do you want to do it now?
Well, yeah, I think he's just recently retired, and so I think that has something to do with it. And I think for me, when I had mine done, man, it was just like, wow, I want to do this. And I was very fortunate. I had Lane Blair do it. He was a dermatologist, and the guy that Nord was in the office when I had it done. So I was like manna from heaven, He was there telling the girls, "Oh, this is really good. You're doing this and this and this." And of course, Blaine doesn't do it anymore. And he was like, it was so cheap. It was like $2,000.
Let me ask you, how old are you, man?
Well,
I'm 73.
Okay.
73.
Yeah. So I mean, Blaine, Dr. Lair hasn't been.
I mean, a healthy 73.
Dr. Lair hasn't been in the business for a long time.
No, he hasn't, unfortunately, because otherwise I would have sent my friend there. That guy was so freaking honest.
Yeah.
In fact, he doesn't even, he takes like 1 day off a week just to treat the poor. Now, dermatologists make a ton of money, a ton of money. And to give up a whole day to treat the poor, this guy's like a saint as far as I'm concerned, And I've talked to him. I went to him from a dermatology problem probably a year and a half ago, and he's the same guy, I mean, I couldn't recommend any more highly than him. And I understand probably why he got out, but, maybe he just wanted to go a different avenue. But I was very, very fortunate to have 2 treatments with him.
Well, listen, man, he was definitely a great guy, and we miss him in the field. But he decided that it wasn't for him anymore.
Right there, it was like I was with the king. And I didn't even know who Nord was. I was such a rookie on all that stuff,
Well, listen, man, we're going to take some more calls.
Good. I don't want to hold you up. I think the information. And one other question I do want to ask you, but I'll call maybe next week, is I'm thinking about going down for this stem cell thing, and the one that Mel Gibson's father had, and then Mel Gibson did it, and he's been on Joe Rogan's show. So maybe I'll call in a week or two when I don't hog the whole time, and see what you guys think about that, too.
All right,
if you have
man.
any opinion on that, you know what I mean?
All right, man, you got it.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for the call.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate your time, and thanks a lot, okay?
Okay, man, take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you. Now. Thank you. Bye-bye now.
All right, guys, call back. Everyone hung up. 888-659-3727 is the toll-free number. That's 888-659-3727. Very nice guy. Did not let you get a word in edgewise.
Exactly. And that's okay. He's excited to be a caller to the Bald Truth.
Well, guys, you guys need to be excited to call in as well. Otherwise, I'm just going to go and relax because I'm still a little sick. Phone number is 888-659-3727. That's 888-659-3727. Give us a call if you have any questions or concerns about your hair loss. That is why we do the live broadcast. Otherwise, we wouldn't do it. So guys who are in the chat room, guys who are listening to the broadcast, guys who are watching it through the Bald Truth, now is your opportunity. Lines are open, 888-659-3727. Joe, so what are you doing right now?
At this exact moment?
Yes.
Or today?
At this exact moment.
I was looking at a message that came through asking about propecia.
You know what? I think we have to have no phone rule on the phone, on the show.
But for the day, I'm continuing to set up the house and the studio because it is a monster job.
How do you like it?
Love it. Dope pad.
Good for you, man.
As I've been told. Yeah. Happy about it.
You should be. And I like, it looks like you have a nice sized studio.
It is. I'm noticing I need to turn on the AC when I'm in here because it's getting warm. But yeah, it's significantly larger than the previous studio. So I'm happy about that. I just got a lot of. I got to get some acoustic panels, maybe some drop ceiling, all kinds of stuff.
I would tell you that if you're willing to just put stuff on your wall, because that looks like a room that really needs to get some sound dampening. You should get some acoustic blankets with grommets. Yeah, those are the holes, right?
Yeah.
You can just nail them to your wall, and you can put stuff over them, and the sound would just be dead. This room is huge. Ceilings are about 15 feet.
Yeah. Mine are 10, which is not quite as big as yours, but
that's what she said. 888-659.
I was avoiding that one.
888-659-3727. That's 888-659-3727. We'll stay here for about 5 more minutes, and if we don't get any calls, we'll see you next week. That's how I'm going to roll. This is a live call-in show. I should not have to ask you guys to call in, but look, I get it. It's on the internet. I have to say the fact that we usually have a full board and we took 2 weeks off, it's pretty amazing for an online broadcast. So I shouldn't.
Actually, we took 3 weeks off.
Was it 3 weeks?
Yeah, August 6th was our last show, so it's 3 weeks.
Jesus Christ, man. Well, I could definitely report that the industry has not gotten any better. All right, guys, we'll take your call in a second. Hold on. The industry has not gotten any better in 3 weeks. And as a matter of fact, as I look more closely into things and as I communicate with physicians, I'm like, this is such a fucked up place. It's as bad as you think it is one day, the next day you're just like, just totally disappointed with shit. You're just like, really?
It's almost like just confirmation that your original ideas about the industry are true.
It's filled with fucking bad people, man.
You know what was interesting for me is I didn't look at anything related to hair online on my phone or my desktop or my laptop for about a week and a half solid. And when I came back, it was as if like you expect something to change, like someone reporting something or some sort of announcement by a clinic. Nothing. It was like.
And also, if you take a few weeks away, I think you become smarter.
I did come back looking at a few things, thinking, this is bad.
It is bad. Let's see who this is. Hey, you're on the air. Who's this, and where are you calling from?
Yeah, hello, Spence. It's Topstar here.
Topstar. What's happening, man?
Yeah, very well. I'm getting set up in my new bungalow. Still here.
Wow.
Got it all kitted out and a new car.
Nice.
Well, it's not a new car. It's a Pinto, Fiat Pinto, lowered. It's got lowered springs, 205 tires.
2 out of 5 tires?
Yes, I just went to London the other day, 2 days ago in it, to get my dental treatments sorted out.
All right. So what can we do for you, man?
No, well, I just wanted to clear up that about I wasn't actually homeless in India, because you had a little argument about that.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't homeless
tell the story.
I wasn't homeless in India because they had the lockdown and we couldn't go anywhere and we missed the flights. But I wasn't homeless there. I was in the lap of luxury because it's like $10 a day. You get a motorbike and a room.
All right. Well, I'm glad you cleared that up. Yeah, I mean, listen, sometimes you hear a story and someone else brings it up. I'm listening as best as I can, but I forget shit all the time.
Oh, no. And then when I got back here, I was homeless for a little while, but now I'm, as I say, they've basically got everything, a lot of sweets, but I'm just about the hair. I think it's 19 months now, and it's beautiful.
Really?
You know, Dr. Barty. You know, I even now I say, he's such been such a change in my life. You know, when I look at my hair, I just
you went to Dr. Barty. So just for the people who are just listening, tuning in, give that story, just a brief synopsis of your situation.
What now or then?
Then, like what you went through.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was so desperate, I was going to do my own hair transplant.
I remember that.
You know, and then I just couldn't do that, so I just went over to India, and he did it, and then it was a lockdown, and I got stuck there. That was it.
And then you came back and you were homeless?
Well, it was only for about 2 weeks.
Yeah. So where did you live?
Well, the first night there was a little... Well, it was quite surreal, because when I got off the plane from India, there wasn't a person in sight. And even the passport control, you just put your passport in this little machine, and the doors open, you know, when they scan you. I didn't see a soul. I was on the whole train. I had the whole train to myself. I didn't bother paying. Nobody came and asked you for money or anything. So the first night, it was just a little school, a little play pen, you know, a little Wendy house. I just dossed down in there. It was pretty cold coming from India. And then the next night, I can't remember. I was staying in that, he's an uncle of mine. He's got this big ranch type of thing, and he had a cabin there. So I was living in that.
All right, so basically you didn't really have a place. Okay. You didn't have your own place, but you weren't like on the streets necessarily, just for one night.
No, but I mean, even, you know, I'm a professional. You know, even if that happened, I would have a tent. You know, from the military days, you know, I'd have a tent, and like some places where I've worked, I just put up a tent and go and do my job, and I don't pay any rent or anything. I've got perfect. I mean, the one day I was having a dump, and this guy came with a strimmer, and I thought, shit, they're coming. And I was sitting there having a dump, and he was like 2 meters away, and he didn't see me because it was all camouflaged. You know, the tent, always a camouflage tent and everything. Yeah. But now, this place is lovely now. But about the hair, you know, I mean, you know, I keep raving about it, I know, but I just had a haircut today, and it's you know, now it's matured. That's the best part of a transplant, when it matures.
Mm-hmm. And Topstar, how old are you now?
I'm 55.
Okay. So this was your first hair transplant with Dr. Barty in India?
Yeah, first one.
Okay. And you think you're gonna have another one?
No, I don't. No, I don't think I'll have another one. Not now, because the thing is, it's so nice on the front. You know, it's so nice. There's a little bit of thinning on the crown, but I've been on this pumpkin seed now for 9 months, and I think that's improved it a lot, because my hair is so healthy.
Well, look, man, I'm glad that you called in to straighten out the story, and now that we know that you weren't actually homeless in India, I appreciate that. I'm glad that you updated us on your hair transplant. Look, like you said the last time you called, which was whatever, I don't know, a year ago, even though you were homeless for a while, it was the best decision you've made. I think that's what you said, something like that.
Yeah, well, I'm still, you know, they're still just giving me this money, this government, so now I'm having the teeth done.
Right.
Going to get 5 veneers.
Wow, so you're going to be all hooked up.
Wow.
Yeah, he says there's something, he's a good guy, Dr. Patel, another Indian guy. He's an English guy, and he says something wrong with my jaw, because he was so good. He said, oh, what's wrong? He knew I'd been beaten up. So my research, because I said I researched him, you know, so what I learned from you about researching, you know, and he said, I thought, because I counted, I thought I might need about 15 to 20 fillings, because because I got all these big holes in my teeth.
Yeah.
And I went in, and he was so honest. He said, "I don't need any fillings." I said, "What are those holes?" He said, "No, you've been grinding at night."
Yeah.
And he said, "If I have to have veneers, I have to be okay with wearing an appliance at night."
Absolutely. You want to protect those veneers. They're not going to cost you a lot of money, but in general, they're pretty expensive. And
well, I don't know about veneers. It's going to be bonding.
So you're not getting veneers. You're getting bonding.
Well, yeah, bonding. I don't know what it is because it's. He said the jaw's got to be realigned. The condition of the bone's excellent, but the actual jaw, something is out of alignment or something.
So you're having oral surgery?
I don't know what they do. I know. I read about it in some guy in Los Angeles does it. It costs $30,000, but I don't know about this guy because I know the Indian guys usually come out and they come out of like it's only $300 or something.
So let me ask you. So you're going in. The guy has to realign your jaw, and I appreciate that you've learned to do research through the show, but you don't know exactly what's happening to you. So are you having a surgical procedure? Is he going to realign it with an appliance? You have no idea. You should figure that out first before you have it done.
Yeah, no. It's I just went in for the first consultation yesterday, and I know it's early days, but it's all under control because he's putting his master plan together. I mean, these guys are busy. There was like 5 people there in the half an hour I was there.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's going to put...
Why are you getting your jaw realigned? Is it because someone clocked you and broke your jaw?
No.
Okay.
When I was a youngster... well, actually, he was... But when I said I did my research well, because when he felt, he was feeling the side, and he thought, he said, "What's wrong here?" So I said, "Oh, yeah. Well, that's where I got, slaughtered on the side there. And he could actually feel. That's what a good doctor he was. And then he said, "Oh, you don't need any fillings." So he was being honest, not trying to rake in money.
Yeah.
And he just said, "Oh, no, that's the wears from its grinding. So I'm just going to get a bit of whitening, and so the actual basis is good. So I'm just going to have a bit of bonding for the front."
Well, look, let us know how you do.
Okay.
It's nice to hear from you.
But can I just quickly tell you this one? The way I dodged a bullet in '98, I think, when you just started the show, I went down for a hair transplant in London.
Yeah.
I think it was Advanced Hair Studios.
Okay.
I went in there, and the guy tried to talk me out of it. He said, "Oh, no, you got too much hair, blah, blah, have this minoxidil shite." And it was only, in those days, it was just a bottle.
Yeah.
With a dripper, And I put it on the front, and I think that never came back. It just ruined my hair at the front.
It happens.
And then I said, "No, I want this hair transplant. I want it, definitely." And I think then it was 4 mil plugs. So I go in, and I logically thought, well, you need to shave your head before you do. So I shaved my head. And luckily I did, because when I went in, they said, "Oh, no, we don't want it. We're not doing it. You shaved your head."
Yeah.
So I wonder what that was.
Well, you dodged a bullet by shaving your head, man.
Yeah. Anyway,
you saved yourself.
I'll let you guys go. Nice chatting again.
All right, man. Good luck. Nice talking to you.
I'll let you know how the teeth go.
Okay, man. Top Guy. Take care.
Right on.
I mean, Top Star, not Top Guy.
Who?
Jesus. That was a Freudian slip.
Actually, Johnny Metro.
Johnny Metro.
Johnny Metro. Yeah. I set up. I don't actually go on Instagram. I just set one up especially for you. I went on there, set up this account. Down here on the U.S. Air Force Base, you should see them. They are lined up here with this Afghanistan. They are lined up. The planes, the 100th refueling wing, on the tarmac. You drive down the base, and it's just the you know, the DC-9s,
Yeah.
DC-10s? They are going hammer and tong, right?
That's wild. All right,
There's
dude.
loads, they're filling into the shops.
We're going to let you go.
Yeah, I will.
Appreciate
yeah.
the call.
Thanks for calling.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.
You know, he had to end it with that. Holy shit, man.
That's good.
And this is
Okay.
the Hair Loss Show.
He set up a special account just for us. Good times.
Just when you thought the call was wrapping. 888-659-3727. That's 888. Jesus, I just forgot the number. 659-3727. Give us a call here. We'll stay on for a few more minutes. If we don't get a call, we're gonna end early and relax.
I think it's a good return to form after 3 weeks.
Not bad. Not bad.
Too late.
Guys, give us a call. 888-659-3727. Spencer needs a drink. I can't drink, man. I wish I could tonight. I could definitely use one. But just, feeling a little tired, a little fucked up.
I am too, and it's not from being sick.
Yeah.
It's from all the moving.
Well, listen, guys.
But we're here for you guys.
Yeah. I'm not going to vamp for 5 minutes. If we don't get a call in like a minute, we're going to go. I'm glad that we're back. We will be back every week, hopefully, and back on a roll. You guys have the opportunity to call us, ask us anything you want to ask about anything and everything hair loss. If you are considering hair transplant surgery, this is the place to get your questions answered. Remember, surgery is always a last resort. You're not going to hear this truth on YouTube and on any other type of... I mean, there are several broadcasts now for hair loss.
Several?
A lot of them. There's a few of them.
Okay.
There's a few of them. Now, there's some broadcasts that provide basic information. There's some that, are unfortunately selling you shit. But we're here to provide you with truth. And, like it or not, there's a lot of guys who can't deal with the truth. A lot of you guys aren't candidates for hair transplant surgery. A lot of you guys are never going to do well on medication. A lot of you guys are, probably going to have to shave your head, a good percentage of you guys, or just move on. But if you're choosing to fight your hair loss, it's a fucking cesspool out there. Let's take this call. See what this
really is.
Hey, you're on the air. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Hey, it's your friend Steven from New Jersey. Hey, guys.
Steve from Jersey. What's happening?
Hey,
man?
Steven.
So I just wanted to give you a quick update. So, I was one of these nervous Nellies you guys laugh at about Finasteride.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys that have, are logging as we're speaking are like, what's this guy calling?
We're not laughing at the nervous Nellies. I mean, we think that...
Well, you get it, right? Like, it's laughable, right? So, but anyway, it's been 2 months and there was nothing. So you guys gave me good advice. I just wanted to give you an update. I was all freaked out that, I took a pill and by the next day I would, wouldn't be able to function. Not an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I appreciate that.
Good.
And that's pretty commonplace.
That's it. So I just wanted to say hello.
That's
Wish
it?
you good Shabbos.
Oh, man,
That's
good
it?
Shabbos. So, but how? So you've been on for 2 weeks.
I've been accused of over talking with you guys, so I didn't want to hold it up.
No,
but
you could talk.
I just
We have no
no.
calls, man. Come on, that's what we need for the show.
Yeah, so it's good, right? I was freaked out, and I know a lot of people are, but there was nothing. Honestly, not a single issue. It's too hard to tell. It's too soon to tell, right, if there's any results. But at least psychologically, I think I'm feeling better. But
Yeah, I was talking to a company that does genetic testing for hair loss today, and one thing that I would like to see in some of these genetic tests is, if they can figure out who might be genetically predisposed to having adverse side effects with finasteride.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would be a really important step for a lot of guys to be able to take, so that at least they could allay their fears.
That'd be awesome.
So
go ahead.
No. I'm taking the brand Propecia, right? Which I took your advice, and that's what the dermatologist recommended. So I'm not even screwing around with the generic. So I'd rather spend a little bit of money.
Okay.
And I asked, which is great, right? And I'm just willing to spend it. And I think your guys' advice was right. Just to, don't take any chances with the generic. Spend a little bit more with the brand. And I asked him about the Finasteride, but he said he wouldn't prescribe it, even though it's more effective. But he won't prescribe it for hair.
Well, here's the thing: you don't know if it's going to be more effective for you. You really want to start with, and we're not physicians, but you really want to start with what has been FDA approved for a long period of time for the treatment of male pattern hair loss. We know what the side effect profile is. We know that the drug has been on the market for many, many, many years, a couple of decades, and there doesn't seem to be any known long-term adverse side effects like weird shit. I mean, who knows? Maybe that's why I'm sick now. I have no fucking idea. But I always tell people that, if it were me or my brothers or, my friends, whatever it is, I would tell them, listen, I don't have any brothers left. But I would say this is the way to go. So I think you're making a good decision. The Finasteride is always going to be there, and you're always going to find a physician who's willing to prescribe it. There's plenty of them. But you don't need to throw the big guns at it, especially if, you're doing well with this drug. And you'll find out in the next 6 months if this is working for you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the plan, and been no issues. So thank you very much.
All right, man. Good luck. Thanks for the call.
All right. Be safe.
Take care, Steve. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Phone number is 888-659-3727. Yeah, Joe.
Nothing?
Oh, you look like you're about to say something. You're just taking a breath.
No, I was taking a breath.
Right. You want to call it a night? We did a show for 50 minutes.
Any calls on hold?
If there were calls on hold, I wouldn't say, do you want to call it a night?
You never know. Got to ask sometimes.
That's true.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
All right. All right, guys. Oh, the call just fucking came in.
Okay, let's take it.
2 calls just came in. Fuckers, man. They fuck with us. We could have been rolling. I didn't have to go on the air and beg for fucking phone calls. You could have just called in, lit up the board so I wouldn't have to do that shit. God, I'm not feeling good. Let's see who this is. Hey, you're on the air. Who's this and where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Andrew from Vancouver.
Andrew from Vancouver. How are you, man?
Hello, Andrew.
Good. How are you guys?
Pretty good.
I don't know if you remember, but we spoke about a year and a half ago. I was the guy who had a hair transplant done by his ex-girlfriend's new doctor. And he was just starting to do hair transplants in Yaletown.
Your ex-girlfriend's doctor?
Yeah, well, she is now.
Okay.
But at the time, she stared working at a clinic, and
I remember, and you got a deal.
Pig.
You've seen a guinea pig, yeah.
That's right, yeah. You actually, I think you used my little example on your Instagram there. So
did I? Okay.
Yeah. So I thought I'd just call.
I got one follower on Instagram. Thank you.
Yeah, I think if you make it on Instagram, it must be a half decent call, I guess, eh?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah. So, anyways, I thought I'd update you guys on a few things because we had a pretty good conversation. One was switching from generic to brand, and just thought I'd update you on how we're doing. Good call by you guys because it made a difference up top.
Okay.
After about a year, and I don't know, Joe, if you noticed this, but in Vancouver, it was almost cheaper for me to go on brand. Like, I'm paying super, super cheap. I don't know if it's the pharmacy that they go to specifically, but well worth the jump.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
how much
okay, so... I don't remember. It's... I use Proscar, 5 milligram tablets.
Yeah.
Is that what you're getting, or are you getting Propecia? You're getting Proscar?
Yeah, exactly. 5 milligram.
Yeah, I think 120.
Well, for how many?
For a 30 tablet box.
30 tablets. Yeah.
Depends on how I cut it up, but if I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it lasts me 8 months.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I get 15 tabs, chop them into 4, and that's like, it's $30. So I think that works out. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty cheap, but great move because it made a difference up top, but I'm still, I mean, the front is still a little concerning. It's still pretty weak up there, so I'm trying to figure out, I mean, I don't know if you remember, I was thinking of going back to Hassan and Wong and getting some transplants at the front, and I had told you guys I've had pretty bad scar at the back, and you had mentioned maybe I should just go in and get the scar fixed first and then get FUE, because I think that's what they were trying to aim me towards. But I guess, so
refresh my memory. So you had a strip surgery in the past, and the scar was wider than you wanted?
That's right. Yeah, the scar is initially I just wanted to go for FUT because with FUE you obviously have to shave the back, right? And he had said at the time we're getting better results with FUE. I'm like, that's fine, but
who said this again? Who was the doctor?
That was Dr. Hassan.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. Now it's coming back to me now. So you went in wanting an FUT, which he's been doing for 25 years. And he was telling you to go with FUE because he's getting better results with FUE.
Yeah, he actually showed me a picture, like a magnified picture of the different hairs, and of course, they're still getting amazing results with FUT, but it looked like what he showed me. It definitely looked like, okay, the hairs are coming a little healthier, and okay, so this might be a better option if I'm going to do it. I want to do it right, but obviously,
you still went with FUT because of the price and because of the shaving issue.
No, I haven't actually done it yet. I just went in for a consultation.
I'm confused. I thought you said you had a wide donor scar.
Yeah, no, that was the first transplant I had was with my girlfriend's, where she worked at, the doctor there, right?
Right. Okay.
So Joe, do I have to draw a diagram for you?
Apparently, because he's like I'm all over the map here. It's like, wait a minute. Okay, so your girlfriend has a doctor and then Dr. Hassan said that. Okay, all right. So anyway,
yeah, sorry, I've had a few drinks, so I'm trying to keep this this story straight here.
Are you calling from Earl's?
Am I calling from Earl's?
From Earl's or Coast? It is happy hour, so yeah. All right.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, well, happy hour where I. So yeah, I probably shouldn't have called after more sober for the call.
No, dude, you're fine. You're perfectly lucid to me. I think it's Joe who may have the problem.
Maybe it is. Yeah.
Well, that's beside the point.
Maybe Joe needs a drink,
I do too, man. Yeah. Okay, so you have a wide donor scar from being a guinea pig at your ex-girlfriend's doctor's place. They wanted to. This guy needed some time on tissue, and you were the sucker who went in for the surgery.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah, and now you're considering Hassan Wong, and Victor Hassan gave you an estimate and a consultation. And here's what's funny: right. I'm barely listening.
Oh, and you're getting
and I got this.
That's too funny.
So okay, so your next step is what? You wanted to get our assessment on the consultation.
Yeah, so like Joe had mentioned, okay, so basically if you do decide to go for the FUE, get the scar fixed first, and then wait for that to heal, and then you don't have to worry when you shave the back to go in, right? You know what I'm saying? Get the scar fixed first, and then go in later and get the FUE. But so my question with that is the downtime. So I'm self-employed. The problem is having this much downtime, and I've got a physical job. Is the downtime to get the scar fixed the same as the downtime for the transplant itself?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
No, it's not. I mean, it depends on how many grafts are used for the scar, but it's usually a couple hundred, at least on the first pass. And as far I'm not a doctor. It depends on what they tell you, but when you have a full-on hair transplant procedure to address an area of thinning on top of the scalp, you're going to be dealing with, on the low end, 1,000, 1,500 grafts, maybe, and then maybe higher depending on what the assessment was. So you do have more downtime only because of the risk of bumping your head or being under too much physical stress and too early and having some poppage or popping going on with some of the grafts.
Okay, so it's more
excessive bleeding, things like that.
It's not related more to the scar then, because I was always thinking, okay, it's just more to do with the scar and it's stretching. Okay, I see.
No, because you're not cutting that scar anymore. You're not asking it to heal from some sort of tension wound. You're simply placing grafts into it. So that's a non-issue as far as that goes. I understand what you're saying, but since they're not cutting it out,
if you were to cut it out, then would it be like if the other option was to just go and cut it out and let it heal? That downtime is going to be longer, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. But remember, if you cut out a scar, you're still going to have a scar, and there's no guarantee that the new scar will be smaller than the one that's being cut out. It all depends on your physiology, But that's why I'm a bigger fan of placing hair into a scar than I am with physical scar revision. Like like when it works, it can work great. It can greatly reduce the size of a wide scar. I'm living proof of that. Right. But at the same time, it can also heal back to the same size as it was before you had the revision. Like there's no guarantee with that.
Right.
So the potential downside with having an FUE into the scar is the grafts just don't take, but your scar won't be any wider because of it.
Yeah.
So that's why I prefer that option.
But I guess the concern still is for them to put FUE grafts into the scar, they still have to shave part of the head, obviously, right? Now, can they do that in a way that it's still, because I still want to be covered up in a certain way. I can wear a hat, but that's why I was thinking, should I just do the scar revision, wait for that to heal, or?
Well, how long is your hair now in the back?
It's pretty long. I mean.
Okay, yeah. They can shave out just a small area to and let your hair kind of drape over the shaved area, and
so they could do it kind of above, like say the hat line of where the hat would be, so no one would really like. I could also cover it with the hat kind of thing. I see. Okay, so that's an option. And the downtime for FUE into a scar is a couple weeks, I guess.
A week at most likely.
Oh, well.
Depending on the hat issue may complicate that. It may be a couple of weeks because if it looks like your hat is going to be rubbing over the area of placement or extraction, then that would be a different story. Because actually, maybe not. I mean, talk to them about it. But you're probably looking at a week and a half max.
A week and a half,
even with the hat issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you can see what I'm trying to do here because I am self-employed. I mean, I'll have to take time off for the scar to heal and with the FUE, and then the transplant I'll have to take. I think he said, because he did initially say 4,500 grafts, so that's obviously a fairly big procedure, right? And he said the downtime for that, the actual procedure itself, is like a month to be down. Now that's being self-employed. That's a lot of downtime, right?
What do you do for work?
I've got my own trucking business, so a lot of the stuff is like pretty much on my own, lifting heavy stuff, right? It's hard to get away from that physical aspect of it. So I'm trying to figure
I'm surprised you were told a month of downtime for an FUE procedure. It's funny. I'm surprised by it.
What he said with FUE was, no, you won't be down. He said you're back to work pretty quickly, even with a physical job. But it was that whole, I still kind of want to hide it from people. That's why I was thinking FUT. And it's also cheaper, right?
It is, but if you're looking at 4,500 grafts, you still got to shave your head. And guess what? With FUT, you don't have to shave the back and the sides, but you are going to have to shave the top.
Oh, for sure. And that, for me, if I could get away with that and there wasn't so much downtime, shaving the top is not a big issue because I can wear a hat. trucking, no problem. Stick a hat on. Nobody knows.
Okay. So I got a better picture of this. So your concern is people seeing that you had a hair transplant.
Yeah. I mean that's. I mean, I don't know if you remember the conversation we had initially, but you were basically saying get the scar fixed first, maybe cut it out, and then after it's healed, get the FUE because you won't see the scar as much, but you're still going to see it, right?
Yeah, I think that's an option if you want to be as careful as possible. But honestly, when in the work that you're doing and the amount of exposure you have to the public with ball cap on and always being up in high up in your cab, 4,500 grafts, they're going to shave your head. No one looks at this and says, "Oh, look, he had a hair transplant." Even if they can see the scar in the back after a surgery, like if he had some grafts to fill it in, it's a non-issue because most people don't look at it and say, "Oh, strip surgery. He had a bad strip surgery," because most people don't even know what that is.
Well,
so I think that ultimately,
someone had seen my old scar and they're like, "Oh, you had some kind of fall when you were young or something." I'm like, "Yeah," because you can sometimes see the scar at the back. Yeah, and I'm just like, I had a bit of a fall. But yeah, it would be obviously with 4,500 grafts, it's such a big procedure. But
but my point is that it doesn't matter if it's 500 grafts or 4,500 grafts. The extractions from FUE heal in a matter of days, and in less than a week, it doesn't look like anything's been done.
Oh, okay. So
nothing.
It would grow in enough to the point where the scar.
No. It's not about growing in. It's not about camouflage anything. It's just the extraction sites close up, and you got a buzz cut. The worst thing that you see is you might have some residual scabbing here and there, but no one's going to pick that out. And it might be slightly red. Not even red, but like a pinkish hue because of the trauma. But it depends on your skin tone. Like, what's your skin tone? Are you fair skinned or are you brown? What's your skin tone?
Fair skin. Fair skin.
Fair? Okay. Yeah, it looks like you got a sunburn.
Like white, right.
So that's it.
So I guess the concern there though is still the scar though at the back, right? It's just going to be impossible.
No.
Like if I do go the FUE.
No, it's not a concern because you just said no one's someone noticed it and asked about it and said it looks like you bumped your head as a kid. Like it's not an issue.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but they only saw like a part of it, like maybe an inch of it in the back, like the hair kind of.
So if they saw another inch, they'd say, "Oh, I'm sorry, actually you had a hair transplant." It doesn't work like that.
Like 6 or 7 inches, right? Like at least that's what I got at the back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just,
look. I think you got two options. Okay, I think that if you're trying to be as secretive as possible, and reducing the possibility of being found out as much as you can, without being able to do it 100%, because there's no guarantees.
Yeah.
Then
and
just do the FU into the scar.
Okay.
Well, but you still got additional downtime. Actually, you'll have double the downtime because you got downtime for the scar issue, and then if you decide to go back and get the big surgery, then you get more downtime. So that's another angle to look at it. But my point is if you're looking for the ultimate way to get away with this, then just do the scar.
Yeah.
Let it heal.
FUE into the scar.
And then if you want to do another surgery, FUE in the scar.
Yeah.
Then if you want to do another surgery to address everything, then bite the bullet and do it. But the scar issue is always going to be there, especially at shorter lengths. Like after your hair is buzzed, FUE into scar works best when it's grown out. When it's buzzed, it doesn't necessarily look perfect.
Right. Gotcha. So I think that's
like you've been cut. Like it's already been done. So the goal now is just to make it look less like you've been cut.
That's right. And I think you totally answered the question that I was looking for, which was if to put FUE into the scar and the downtime's as minimal as possible for the initial thing, and then I can look at it later, a year later, and then go for the once it's grown in, and then it won't be as noticeable, right? But
maybe, yeah.
The joy, yeah. I mean, that's the joys of being self-employed. Is just you got the cost of the transplant itself, and then the downtime too. A month of downtime in total, right? If you add it all up, is getting pricey. So okay, well that's definitely the next step for me for sure.
All right, man. Well,
I mean, ultimately, you have to ask yourself, how much time are you willing to take off for this? Because you have to make that sacrifice on some level if you are intent on getting this.
Yeah, well, for sure. I mean, that's the next step. I mean, that leads me to my next question, because I don't think I have an option other than to get it done, because I'm at the point where, like, wearing a hat all the time anyways.
Now, let me ask you a question.
So,
would you have had a hair transplant at all if it wasn't for your ex-girlfriend?
You know what? To be honest, probably not. I wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
And at this stage of the game, like, my brother's almost completely bald, but so I probably would have gone that way and I would have just shaved it and moved on with my life, right?
Women.
But kudos to the doctor, because he got me on the ProScar and the propecia, or whatever it was initially, and that saved, I'd say, 70% of my hair, except for the recession at the top. So had I not gone through all that, I might not have ever been on the medication, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I might have just gone ahead and shaved it, but I think I'm still savable to a certain extent at the front.
Good.
But, so, do you have time for another quick question? You've got a bunch of callers.
Give me one quick question. I'll see if I can help.
So, what has helped me in the meantime to kind of cover up the recession is I was doing, what's the powder that you guys like to put in the hair there?
Either Topic, Dermatch, or some sort of, there's a lot of different concealers. Topic is the most well-known. They're keratin fibers. You shake them on your head.
That's right. Yeah, I was using Topic for a while, but as we know at the front, it's almost impossible to at the hairline, it's almost impossible to get away with it, right?
Yeah.
So I found this. I see a
lot of women using it now, and I'm seeing it more and more here in Los Angeles. And I don't know if women are starting to get more microblading into their hairline, because I don't know if it's tattoo or makeup, but I'm seeing it. It's like, what the fuck?
Really, eh?
It's become normalized on social media, and these people are going out of control with it.
At the front of the hairline?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. But see, that's the fear, is that, I mean, if you're receded enough and you're thin enough at the front, it's almost impossible to get away with it. Especially
you can't paint it.
Light of the day, right?
I try once in a while, like, to paint a little bit behind my hairline, and sometimes I see it on camera, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I look like I'm G.I. Joe from the 1970s.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I see some pictures and I'm like, holy crap, you can actually see that. This is brutal.
Yeah.
So that's when I decided to stop it. I mean, up on the top at the bald spot, kind of where you do your thing, Spencer.
How dare
Sorry.
you? Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that. But you can get away with it a little easier up there.
Yeah.
But at the front, you guys, like I say, so I started using, this might be a good example or a good thing for you guys to use that are concerned out there about maybe making their hair look a bit thicker. And I know dry shampoo is not the greatest to use all the time, but I've been using a dry shampoo, and that really, really thickens things up. Even at the front.
Now, a lot of people, that's actually a little trick of the trade, dry shampoo.
Yeah.
You can actually create an illusion of density. And actually, your hair is being caked with shit. Sometimes you put too much on, it can kind of get a little bit more white.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But it works.
I mean, for me, it's amazing. I mean, it almost brings it back. And, like, other than, like, with Topic, you can see it. This stuff, maybe you might see a bit of white residue. But I think you've mentioned before, Spencer, that you shouldn't be using it too much, though, right?
No, I never mentioned that before.
Oh. So you can use it every day?
I don't see any reason why you can't. I mean, as long as you're washing it out of your scalp, I don't see it. I mean, I don't think I said not to use it every day. I mean, I am getting older. I'm losing some of my mind.
I would swear that you said something about dry shampoos can hurt the follicles if you leave it on for too long.
But, I mean, it's possible. I don't remember it. So, if you find that clip, let me know. Send it to me.
I'll send it to you.
All right.
Okay. And anyway, so the other thing, one quick thing related to that is also there's this new thing called hair powder. I don't know if it's new to you guys, but amazing too.
No, it's not new. But yeah, there's a lot, there's so much as so many things have come on the market, and they're really just repackaged stuff that's been around forever.
I guess so. Eh? So I guess that hair powder is just basically just the same thing as dry shampoo, then I guess. Eh?
It's very similar, yes.
Probably.
Because it kicks ass. Like it works amazing though. Like I've never even seen this stuff out there. And a couple of shots of the hair powder, and it's not a colored. It's just white. It's like a thickener of some kind. But just so you guys might want to try it out. Other than that,
yeah. Well, listen. Thanks for the call. I'm glad that I'm sorry that you're having to deal with this. You probably would not have had to deal with it if it wasn't for that woman. But,
yeah. But then might not have been on propecia.
You wouldn't be on propecia. That's a good attitude to have.
Exactly.
You can't be bitter, man.
I'm
just kidding.
I've saved what I can. Like I say, if you see the difference between me and my brother, it's night and day. So.
How old are you?
I'm just turned 50.
Okay, you're a young man,
Okay.
All right.
I'd like to think there's some time left. Anyways, guys, love you guys.
Take care.
While you were on your break.
Hey, thank you for
glad
that.
you're back.
All right.
Thank you.
I miss Joe.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, Joe Spencer. Take
Bye.
care, guys.
All right.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
All right, 888-659-3727. You guys hung up. If you want to call in, we'll be around for a little bit longer, possibly, unless we don't get a call. Otherwise, I'm going to stop begging for calls. Jesus, look, why don't you tell me my shirt was wide open, Joe? You were just enjoying that.
I didn't even notice that. But now that you mention it, it's pretty offensive. My God.
Jesus. I know, all the hair coming out of my undershirt. T-shirt.
Poof.
It's like, whew. I could find one if I really looked. That's a good thing about not having
hard enough.
If you don't have a lot of hair in your chest, you don't have white hair in your chest.
Yeah, that's true. That's what helps keep you look younger as you get older, for sure.
Oh, I was hanging out with this guy.
Or just shave it.
He's my age. He actually came to the studio to do a segment. This was a couple of years ago. He has dyed hair. It's really interestingly dyed. And that's not to be judgmental. I normally wouldn't say that if this was a very good person. But anyway, his entire chest was white hair. And his arms had white hair. And I was like, that's rough, man. That's rough. Like, maybe...
Does the carpet match the curtains?
It was pretty wild. The thing about dyeing your hair as a man is most men don't take the time to get it professionally done. So they're not getting highlights and lowlights, and it doesn't look natural. They go and they get Just for Men or something out of a box, and it's just a matte color. Doesn't trust me. I was discussing this with someone I'm very close to. The models on the boxes of hair dye probably didn't use the hair dye in our estimation that you're buying.
In fact, the ones that like the before image where they're gray, that's the dye.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, if they did dye their hair, and most women do, for instance, once they're 15 or 16 years old, they start dyeing their hair. They probably went to a professional to have it colored.
Yeah.
So it's unlikely it's going to look like it does on the box, once you dye your hair. But hair dye in general is one matte color. And when a guy dyes his hair, in general, unless he's a black guys can dye their hair and it looks great. It looks great. If you're a Caucasian guy and you're dyeing your hair, and if you're over the age of 40, it doesn't look good. I hate to say it. And I'm not judging. I'm just trying to help you guys out.
You can't do it one color.
Right. You have to go to a professional.
Like if you... Yeah, got to go to a professional, and it's got to have certain, variations in color mixed in.
Right.
So it looks natural.
Right. That's what it is. You need to go to a professional to get highlights and lowlights. It's a whole fucking process. You usually can't get it out of a box. And you guys who are dyeing your fucking beards, I'm not judging. I understand it. I would love not to have a gray beard. My mustache is still dark. But it would be great. It would take off at least 4 or 5 years. At least. I love it. But you know what? I don't want to look like a fucking magician.
I was going to say, I tried it once with Dervatch, and I decided I didn't want to look like a mortician.
Yeah, yeah.
A magician's just as bad.
I see these guys here in Los Angeles or in Beverly Hills, and they're in their 50s, or I don't know. I can't tell a guy's age anymore because I have this unrealistic vision of what I look like in the mirror, like youthful, So I could be looking just like these guys, but these guys may be 55 or 60. They dye the beard. It's just like, come on. It's not even like who you're fooling. I don't give a shit. I get it why we want to look younger, but it looks like it's painted on. If there was a way to make it look natural, I'd be all in, man.
Yeah.
All in.
Yeah, totally.
Everything would be dyed. Eyelashes, whatever.
Everything.
I'm telling you. Like, my hair looks darker on camera in general. Some days it looks darker than others, depending on the shirt that I'm wearing. My hair is about 50% white, I would say. Maybe 45% or 60%. I don't even know what the percentage is, but it's full on salt and pepper. And it's been like that for at least a decade. What am I going to do? Yeah, it's going to make you look younger, but I don't want to walk around looking like a magician. Let's take a call. And that's not being judgmental. I'm just trying to, we don't see ourselves. We don't view ourselves all the time in a realistic, way. We see ourselves, we think we look younger, but you're not really seeing what other people are seeing. Hey, caller, you're on the air.
Sometimes I see a picture of myself, and I do look as old as I am. I'm like, that's bad. No.
Oh, you know what? I'm used to it. So, I just thank God I'm still standing. Hey, man, you're on the air.
Hello?
Hello.
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 Hey, sorry. Just a quick call because I'm at the gym. I don't want to take
Dude, are you calling? Are you using like a cup and a string? What's going on?
No. Why? Can you hear me?
Barely. It sounds like you're in an echo chamber and you sound very faint.
Okay, let me see if I could. Can you hear me now?
Much better. It's like you're using like a tin can and a string.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was using a Bluetooth headset. I'm at the gym right now, so.
Okay.
I was
going to say, you sound like you're in the locker room. Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, it's, there's a lot of echo going on.
Joe, keep your six fantasies to yourself, yeah.
What's going on?
But I had called a few weeks ago in regards to, this is Kenny from New York. I was the New York subway rider.
Yeah, I recognize your voice, Kenny.
Hey, Kenny.
Yeah, hey, how is everything?
Pretty good.
And both your guys' hair looks great, so don't worry about it.
Thank you, man.
Everything looks, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm just going to rip it off one day. You guys are going to freak out. Go ahead.
No. But yeah, I was just curious because I had called last week in regards to the Argonon.
That's right.
Drug.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Did you guys find anything out about that, or is it okay, or is
it appears to be okay. I've been moving. Yeah, it appears to be okay. Apparently, it's kind of like a offshoot company of Merck, and they're just throwing all of these.
That's right. Yeah.
Lifestyle brands and women's brands into this company that they started.
Oh, okay. So it's the same thing. It's just like a partnership.
Yeah, we think it's the same. I mean, it's probably manufactured in the same plant. It's just going to be under a different name.
Oh, okay. I just wasn't sure if you guys had found out anything about it. Because I know you guys weren't on the air for like a couple of weeks.
I haven't done any more research than we did originally when you freaked me the fuck out. So, I'm just going to put my head in the sand and hope for the best.
Yeah.
And I've not looked at it because I've been packing and moving, so too busy.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was just curious about it because I've never seen anything like that. So when I picked it up at the pharmacy, I thought it was just like kind of a fluke. I thought that he gave me like generic, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be fine, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I haven't heard anything to the contrary. So I'm pretty confident that it's the exact same drug. You're going to see propecia on it. It's going to be the same shape, the same color. It's going to have all the same markings. So I can't imagine them changing the formulation. It's still just as
expensive too. So I'd be pissed if it was the same thing and they're still charging the same amount. Yeah, it's still the same price.
Look, if it has exact same markings on it, it's the same color, same drug. It's the same.
Yeah.
They're not finding some generic somewhere that they're buying from India and then molding it into Proscar or Propecia.
Right.
All right, man?
Okay. Yeah. All right.
dude.
Yeah, no, sounds good.
All
yeah,
right.
and great show again. Yeah, I really appreciate the show. I know you guys weren't on like the past couple of weeks, so I'm glad I was able to catch you guys.
Yeah, Joe was moving, and I got sick. So and I'm still a little sick, but I'm here doing the show for you guys.
No, that's
For you
awesome.
guys.
That's good. You should,
All right, man. Listen,
no, much appreciated.
Kenny, man, thanks for the call.
Thanks for calling again.
And let us know how you do on this new bootleg drug that you're taking.
No,
kidding.
it's not a blueberry.
All right, dude. Take care.
No. All right. Thanks
right.
again, guys.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.
Let's see who this is. Hey, you're on the air. Who's this, and where are you calling from?
What up there, bitches?
What up? Who this?
I can't believe I'm actually on the line. Am I on the line right now?
You're on the line right now. You are live on the Bald Truth. What's up, man?
Talking to the bitches.
I'm
What's
sorry.
up?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I called into your show before, and I love you guys. I don't know if you remember this, but I'm the guy who said I'm training for American Ninja Warrior. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. How many guys are training for American Ninja Warrior? They call the Bald Show.
Exactly. So, thank you. And I was just messing with you, but yeah, I got to tell you something, okay?
Yeah.
I've been listening to your show for years, and when I go to bed at night, I try to listen to something to get me to sleep, but I listen to your show, and it's really good. And I was listening last night to like an old episode of your show, and it was like Howard Stern. It was like he's not losing his hair or whatever, and that was great. That was freaking great, the way you guys did it. And I listened to the whole thing, and I really, really liked it. And anyway,
and I appreciate the fact that we can help all the insomniacs out there with the Bald
I was going to
Truth.
say, it's like, glad we can help you fall asleep.
Common Law used to ask me to just speak like I'm do the opening for the show, so she could pass out.
All right, look, listen, guys. I'm sorry. I'm somewhat messing with you, but at the same time, I have a few drinks in me. Are you okay with that or
Of
not?
course, man. We're having fun with you too.
We love drinking callers.
Okay. Anyway, with the whole thing with Howard Stern, it was great when you said like you put like a message out to him like, hey, we'll take your bet, $50,000.
Yeah.
And they never replied to that, did they?
Never replied to it. I don't think he thought that I don't think he really did any research. And I think that he believed that we were just some small infomercial, as he called us.
Yeah.
And that there's no way we would take a $50,000 bet.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it would be just great publicity. I'm like, absolutely, let's take it, man.
But it was the beautiful thing was that whoever the guy was, and I think you called him your sidekick.
Yeah, Dave Salazzo. He was the original Joe Tillman.
The original well, look, that's great.
Except he didn't know anything about hair transplant surgery.
I was going to say,
yeah.
But the thing is it's funny, like, because him and Robin, they were like, oh, you're the person, they're like making fun of you, and then you freaking call them out and say like, hey, we'll put up $50,000, and part of me was going to say like, shit, man, you should go out and put up like $500,000 because like it's a done deal, because that Howard, I mean, he doesn't have all his full hair. I mean, that's just the way it is. Do you understand?
Well, let me tell you, $50,000 back in 2000 and I think it was 2004, 2005.
Yeah,
was a good fucking bet. And to me, if for some reason that was his hair, and I'm not saying that it is or it isn't.
Yeah, right.
That would be invaluable publicity. So I thought it was worth it. $500,000. You know what? I don't know if I want to wager that much. Who knows? He can.
No, I know. I know, but
I get your point. Obviously.
Yeah. Thank you, but
I'm glad you liked that.
Yeah, I really did like it, and I'm sorry because I'm really under the influence right now, and I like to make more sense.
Actually, you're making the show a lot more fun, so I appreciate it.
Is it okay?
But didn't you say you're at the gym?
No, that was the last caller.
Oh, that was last caller? Okay.
Yeah. I think Joe may be on the
That'd be dangerous.
My name is Pete, and I'm from El Paso, Texas. I'm originally from Massachusetts, and actually, I spoke to Joe Tillman. Actually, Joe Tillman called. Joe, you called me on the phone one time because I'm from Massachusetts, and you're like
Joe loves dudes from Massachusetts.
What's that?
Joe loves dudes from Massachusetts.
It just doesn't sound right.
So when he called you, was it late at night?
No, it wasn't late at night.
Spencer, put the meds down.
No, Joe's cool. He's totally cool. Joe's totally cool, and he's 100% heterosexual. I can guarantee you.
No homo. Joe is one of my favorite people.
No, he's a great guy, and it's funny because when he did call me in Massachusetts on my phone, I was like, "Hey, you're the guy." And he's like, "Oh, I'm the guy." You know, like he's really cool. He played along with me, and he's really.
Why
nice.
did I call you?
I had I think I had like. Is there something on your show where you can put in a like type in something like, "Hey, my name is such and such, and I'd like to talk to you." I don't know, because you did. Because I remember when you did, you had looked up my website, which was bestcopywriteralive.com. I don't know if I'm a copywriter. I don't know if you know. Do you remember that or not?
I remember. Yeah.
No, I do. No,
you do. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, just whatever I'm saying right now, and just hang up on me, guys, because I am under the influence.
And this is the most fun I've had in a fucking week.
Well, I'm sorry.
That's
say
good.
again,
This is the
Kobren?
most fun I've had in a week, man. I've been like dealing with fucking not being on my game, man, and being a little sick.
I just missed part of what you said, but Spencer, you're humorous. Anyway, what? I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. All right, I'm going to sober up right now.
All right.
Can I sober up and ask you
You're
something?
humorous,
No.
Kobren.
Yeah. You are
Kobren, you're
a barrel of
humorous.
fucking laughs, Kobren.
No, I mean, come on, Joe. I just like. Anyway, I wanted to know, like, what is the latest, like, in terms of like the guys calling into your show? Is it mostly like younger guys? I'm talking about in their teenage years, or guys in their early 20s, or whatever. Because one of the last times I talked to you guys, I said, like, man, I'm really concerned about Joe from Staten Island, and who's older. But like right now, in general, like, are people suffering still? I mean, like the young kids, or have they all gotten on a propecia?
Man, everyone's suffering, man. It's just it's a world full of fucking sufferers, and I got to tell you, the industry is taking full advantage of these guys.
When you say the industry, what are you talking about? Like
Everyone's
propecia?
selling lotions and potions and surgeries and all the gimmicks that are out there as well. I mean,
anyone that has something to sell.
I've seen so many new products being promoted on Facebook and Instagram, and it's amazing. 23 years ago, whatever, the FTC really cracked down on all these false claims. They're all back, man. It's like, well, I guess the FTC doesn't have any time.
All right, let me ask you, Spencer. So with what you're saying there, do you get any say in the matter? Like, are you able to speak out on Facebook and all these things, or are they like, or do they ban you?
No, I'm not banned or canceled or anything. I can do whatever I want. But the reality is, I mean, it's like spinning in the wind. So what I try to do is provide the information through what we have here. And we are going to be doing something unique in the next few months, which is a lot of you guys may or may not know, but I've worked in the past with the National Advertising Division of the Better Business Bureau when I first got into the field. And we've decided to do something again along those lines where there are going to be some new advertising standards that are going to be created and put forth to the public. So at the very least, the public is going to know what to look for.
Yeah, what to be aware of.
Yeah.
excuse me. When you say advertising standards, is that like on your show or just like across the board with like
across the board?
It's going to be across the board.
Okay.
So does that mean that these people are going to keep to those standards or comply with those standards? No, but at least the consumer will have a fighting chance to know whether or not they meet the standards and the criteria that are essentially going to be set forth.
Okay. Well, that's
I'm being a little cryptic because we can't speak about it completely.
No.
It's kind of in the works, but it'll give you guys a fighting chance. At least you're going to know, okay, well, this doesn't necessarily comply with these standards. It could work. I don't know, but that's probably going to be a red flag if it doesn't comply with some basic standards of truth in advertising.
That's cool. That's cool. Hey, I wanted to ask you, and this is kind of like out of the blue. This is kind of crazy, question, but I'm living in El Paso, Texas, and I'm 53 years old, and one of my best friends, who I was in the Army with, we're gonna take a journey or whatever you want to call it. We're gonna take a trip. And we're going to travel like different places throughout California and Arizona and even up to like just to see the great wood trees if they even exist anymore because of all the wildfires. But anyway, I wanted to know. I'm curious, Spencer, if I was to come out in that area.
No.
I'm sorry. Oh, you said no already.
No.
Should I? What?
It's not going to happen. But I could tell you this: if I were you, if you're taking a trip with your friends, you should go to Pahrump, Nevada, man.
Did I get shot down like a Japanese fighter pilot or what?
Yeah, you did.
Right. Okay.
Pretty much.
But I would, if I were you, I would go to. If I were you, I'm not saying that I am you or that I would do this on a personal. But if you're free and you're single, go to Pahrump, Nevada, man. There's a lot of sights to be seen there.
I've already been there, yeah. So.
Oh, good for you.
Well, okay.
But anyway, one of the things I want to do is like, hey Spencer, if I was to like,
no,
take you out to eat or we'll talk, and you're like, no, fuck you, Pete.
Not gonna happen, man. Listen, I'm sorry to say there are others out there that have ruined it for you. That's all I'm going to say.
When you say others have ruined it, okay, I can guess what you're saying there.
I have given people the opportunity to enter my world on several occasions, especially when I was younger, and it never ended well.
And when you say it never ended well, like so, like if I was like PayPal you like $500, Spencer, I want to go out to eat with you, and
so now what am I, a gigolo? You're paying me for my time. I'm an escort.
Yes, you are a gigolo. Yes, to me you are. Yeah.
All right.
I'm joking. Of course.
Microphone dropped.
I'll tell you what.
All right.
If you want to send $5,000, you could stand across the street and take pictures.
That's cool with me because I was kind of like halfway expecting you to say something like that, and that's cool.
Yeah, don't take it personally. I can tell you this. This is how I feel. There was a time in my life when I had let people into the radio studio in New York. I was really naive. I thought, oh, these guys, they really like what I do, and I'm going to be, these are fans, and they're good people, and they're going through hair loss, and they want to hang out. Jesus Christ. I still have people contacting me from years ago. I have people who, continuing to ask me for help. I have one guy that's, talking about committing suicide.
Oh, gee, yeah.
Was
that Joe from Staten Island?
Oh, that's beyond Joe. Joe's
beyond Joe.
Joe's dropped off the face of the earth. I don't know what's going on.
I got you.
And look, and the last person I hooked up with was Joe, and that worked out. So I don't want to fuck it up.
Yeah. Didn't want to script the street. That was 10 years ago.
That's fair enough. I don't hold that against you. That's fair enough.
I appreciate that.
What can I do to help you guys? What can I do to make your show better? Because
spread the word.
I am. What's that?
Spread the word.
Oh, by
share
the way,
it on your social media.
FSK, that's actually a good idea. Maybe what I'll do is I'll start an OnlyFans page. You guys could pay me and watch me paint my bald spot. That would be great. I wonder how much I could make a week doing that. I'll show you all the angles, man. You guys, you sign up, subscribe, you know, and I will paint my bald spots slowly, whatever you guys want me to do.
Yeah. Hey,
yeah.
Oh, that's
you
so
know,
sick.
You guys are. I appreciate you humoring me, and I'm gonna. Do you mind people doing name dropping or not?
No, I don't mind.
No.
Yeah, one of my friends is Richard Branson.
Okay. So is that if he's actually? Are you saying that you're going to be bringing Richard Branson over?
So if I brought Richard Branson to lunch with you, you'd do it, right?
You know what? I would have to first make sure that it was Richard.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I'd have to know that he's really interested in having lunch with me.
Yeah, no.
If he's your friend, this guy could actually cure hair loss. So if
first of all, you've seen him. He's got a thick, full head of hair.
Doesn't make a difference. If this guy's your friend, this guy has the ability to put an end to hair loss.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that he'd be interested in?
I'd have to ask him. So no. But you make a good point, and
you let me know. I'll guide him in the right direction. He'll put some money into it, and he'll change this society forever, completely. Beyond going to the fucking stars and everything else that he's done, this will change the world.
You make a good what you just said. I can't argue with that. That's very good. It's so I'm with you on that. And
so make it happen.
All right. Yeah. Well, and I'm trying to gather my thoughts in my inebriancy here. Like, I mean, but can I ask you something else, or if you got to get to other people, just cut me off. I won't be offended.
I would cut you off, and I'm not worried about offending you. We like you, and you're a good caller, so go ahead.
Okay. In terms of coming up with a cure for hair loss, and when I say a cure, geez, I'm talking about either something genetic or just
Well, basically, there's a couple of companies that are getting closer. There's Stemson Therapeutics that is working on cell-based therapy that seems to be pretty exciting. They got a round of significant funding. It's the first company in its class to actually get that done. And this is what we're getting closer to. If there was a guy like your friend Richard, who's actually able to go out there and say, you know what?
Yeah.
Fuck Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. I'm going to cure hair loss. That would change the world.
Which, by the way, I'm curious because, I didn't realize until recently that Elon Musk is losing his hair. I didn't know that, but
he's not losing it anymore.
Well, I'm sorry.
It appears to me like he had a really fantastic hair transplant.
Well, yeah, no, there's no doubt about that. But I mean, a guy with his amount of cash, I mean, why wouldn't he invest in the company with you or whoever you would lead him to? Why wouldn't he do that?
Well, these guys have their own vision, and while it may have affected him, and he may have had, was able to deal with it and get it fixed.
Yeah,
it's not in his mind. And it's also it also doesn't seem like a really sexy venture to most of these guys.
Hold on a second. Did you say it's out of his mind?
No, I said it doesn't. It's probably not on his mind.
Oh, it's not.
He's already taken care of it. It's not something he's focusing on. Wait a second, this really sucked for me. I can put an end to this. Now, if he's listening, which I doubt, that would be great. We can make this happen.
But come on, Spencer. I mean, darn well, if we know he did have a hair transplant. We know that for a fact, and it's not going to last forever. I mean, because. Shit, man,
But maybe he doesn't know that. Maybe he hasn't done enough research. This is in his field of interest.
This guy, he's one of the richest guys in the world. He's losing his hair, and you're telling me that he's not aware that Like it could continue to progress, or what?
I'm not. I can't read his mind.
Hold on. So just because he's got money, you're assuming that he does more research about things that he's having that he's interested in doing, because I can tell you for a fact that people that have a lot of money, more than most people, tend to not do the research beyond who's good in my area, just like everyone else. In fact, sometimes less. Like all the Hollywood, like the celebrities that I've dealt with, it's usually for repair after they made a stupid decision. And talking to some people that I know that actually did their research, I asked them, I was like, is it basically where a celebrity will get their assistant to find out who's good and go from there? And he said, yeah, that's why I did my research, because I didn't trust my assistant. And so when you're at that level, you don't do research on a hair transplant. You get your assistant to do it. And the assistant doesn't do the research. They just contact another assistant that they know and say, who do you know? Because they're all in a circle, right?
Joe?
Yes?
I'm sorry. I'm rude. I'm sorry, Joe. You keep going, and then I'll interrupt you. I'm sorry, Joe. I'm sorry, Joe.
He's sorry, Joe. He's apologizing. Accept his apology.
Apology accepted.
So the thing is, like, look, you guys know. I mean, look, you, Spencer, Joe, myself.
There's a reason I'm not a billionaire. It's because I focused on this.
Yeah, well, the bottom line is like, it bothers us whether we are a guy who works a 9-to-5 job, makes $90,000 a year, or we make billions of.
So let me ask you this: you said you're friends with Richard Branson.
Yeah.
What's your exact relationship?
Really, I'm sort. All right, can I come clean or what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I am a copywriter, and one of my best friends is a close friend of Richard Branson's, and we had lunch together, a private lunch, lunch face to face together, and we talked. So I mean, like, I shouldn't say like I'm a friend of his. It's not like he's gonna call me up or whatever. I feel bad about that. If I deceived you, I'm sorry, guys. Okay.
Yeah, dude. Why do I give a shit? You didn't deceive us.
So you know him about as well as I do.
No, I mean he actually sat. He sat in the room.
I know him a little better than you do. But yeah.
Well, I had a drink with him once. He was in Vancouver.
You did.
Yes.
Okay, good.
So how come you didn't fucking pitch him, man? I would have been pitching him right away.
Are you telling me, Joe? Are you telling me that Spencer's not aware of this, or what?
First time I heard it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And just like, look, I want to be honest with you guys because I love you guys. I love your show, and
we love you.
Look, here's the thing: I'm 53 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm not battling hair loss because I've shaved my head. So. But I love listening to your show to hear people, and it's just like, it reminds me of myself, because when I was 16 years old, I started losing my hair when I was in high school, and it was so devastating. It was so devastating beyond belief. It's like people are like, why was it so devastating? And I'll tell you why it was so devastating. It was because I lost the most favorite thing in the world to me, which was girls. Girls were not going to be attracted to me.
Yeah.
That bothered me. I mean, that really killed me, guys. I mean, that killed me. At age 16? Are you kidding me? So anything I can do, including calling up a show while I'm inebriated, I kind of want to help you guys. Are you with me, or you can hang up on me at any moment?
I would, dude. If I wanted to hang up on you, I would. We
Okay.
we appreciate you. We appreciate the call. And yes, that little bit you just did about being 16 and losing your hair is going on Instagram.
Okay, fine. I'm happy to do whatever.
Yeah.
But so anyway, with all that being said, Jeez, I'm sorry.
Well, here's the thing. You know, you got a guy like Richard Branson, or a guy like Elon Musk, or a guy like Jeff Bezos, who is a complete Norwood. This guy was balding before balding was even a thing. I'm just kidding.
Sure.
But this guy, you know, all these guys, and it's not something that they obviously are focusing on as far as where they want to put their efforts. You know, everyone wants. It's a race to, you know, to be able to be a private company in space. It's a race to get a contract with NASA. It's a race to create, you know, artificial intelligence. But I can tell you this: if any one of them is listening, or if you're able to get this guy's ear, they will change the world in a way they could have never imagined if they focused on this incredibly devastating disease of the spirit that affects our world in many ways. It affects socioeconomic, issues. And go ahead.
I'm sorry, Spencer. I got to say this to you. It's like, I don't know if you're the one who invented that, but like when you say it's a disease, and people are like, "Oh, fuck you." That's not. No, it's a disease of the spirit.
That's right.
And you are so right. And like all these people out there are like, "What? What's this guy talking?" I know. Spencer, I know what you're talking about, man. I am just so down with what you're saying, and I'd like to help out in whatever way possible. But I want to tell you, when it comes to guys like Jeff Bezos, who's he's already bald. I think what these guys want, actually, this is just a guess from an inebriated fellow, and my guess is that like, they want to live, like, I don't want live forever. I don't know. Maybe it was a stretch.
Well, there's a lot of these guys. They are very interested in longevity, biohacking, anti-aging medicine. But this is, when I spoke to a guy who's a well-known biohacker, Dave Asprey, and we had him on the program, we were talking about propecia as, to me, really one of the first true anti-aging medications. And I don't think he fully understood it until I explained it to him. And the fact that, hair follicles are organs. The fact that you can reverse the disease process of an organ that's essentially dying is unbelievable. That is literally an anti-aging mechanism.
Mm-hmm. And excuse me, Spencer.
Go right ahead.
When you say that, like when you say that it's an anti-aging mechanism, I'm sure like the people who are on your show are like, yeah, damn right. I mean, like, because we don't want to retain our hair, we want to retain our youth, but like other people out there who are like, yeah, but hair loss is nothing compared to, like being like healthy for a long period of time.
Yeah. So imagine if you can do something that replicates, or imagine if you can add something to your body, whether it's a medication or it's gene therapy, that could reverse the aging process of other organs, that can reverse the disease process of other organs, just like this drug reverses the disease process in hair follicles. That would be huge. That is what we're talking about: longevity, health, anti-aging.
Well, that is huge, but I don't know how much you follow anti-aging in general. And
have you looked at me?
I'm sorry?
I'm just kidding. Go ahead. I said, have you taken a look at me?
I missed what you said.
I said, just look at me, man. Of course I do. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
But there's a guy out in California who's a close friend of mine. Richard Branson. This guy.
Tom Cruise.
It's Tom. No, really. His name is Dave Kekich.
Sounds familiar.
Because he was like at a younger age, he was like very healthy, and he was in the gym, actually a gymnasium, and he got struck with, like, I guess he got paralyzed from the waist down.
How?
And and Dave Kekich, that's what happened to him. And he's been spending the rest of his life, like at the very beginning, when it happened, it was like, what can I do to reverse paralysis? and which is like
how did he become paralyzed in the gym?
It's a weird situation, but look, I'm gonna tell you, his name's Dave Kekich. Is it okay if I spell his name or no?
It's fine. We already got it though. So go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Kekich, Dave Kekich, and he had something happen. I don't know if it was aneurysm or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Oh Jesus!
But he went. He got into that situation, and he tried to cure. He wanted to cure paralysis, but then it was like, shit, man, this is not the thing we need to do. We need to because it may not happen. We need to slow down the aging process or reverse the aging process, and that's what he did. And he was. Man, the guy's great. I mean, I can give you his, if you want his contact info, I can give you that because he's as impressive as they come. Because in terms of, like, reversing the aging process, he's up there in the top, 10 people on the planet. And
so you're telling me that this is the Benjamin Buttons of the anti-aging world?
Benjamin Button, I don't know if I want to use that word, but yeah, I guess you could say that. I mean, and I know this guy. I can get him on the phone right now. And
dude, do me a favor. First, get Richard Branson on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
if you can make that happen, I'm all in for anything.
No, that's fair enough. But let me tell you, okay, because I want to be honest.
Yeah.
Yes, I know Richard Branson. I know him through a good friend of mine, a former business partner. Could I get him on the phone? Yeah, but it would take a lot, and I'm sorry about that. I mean, I hope I'm not like sounding like a jerk off.
You're not, dude. Come on, relax. We're friends here.
Okay,
it's all good.
Thanks for humoring me, guys. I mean, thanks for humoring me. But I mean, let me ask you, okay? Because shit, man. And again, I'm under the influence, but with all I've said,
I think
right
the
now,
last time you called, you were loaded too, if I remember. Because I put your setting on Instagram.
We're friends here. You just can't have dinner with us, but we're friends.
You were like, hey man, I remember this call. You were like, and this is years ago. You were like, hey man, this is Spencer. I love your show. I love what you do. I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah, no. Well, first of all, what you, Spencer, what you and Joe just said about me being on the, you're 100% right. You are.
That's all right. And listen, this is a great call too. And I appreciate the fact that we're able to, you enjoy the show, that you use the show as a sleep aid. As you started.
No, I don't. I'm sorry. This is a bad. I shouldn't have ever said that because.
Dude, I'm just fucking with you.
Bad.
I'm just
because we'll never forget it.
Look, it just makes me feel like, okay, look, I have this, and we have this, mellifluous, these mellifluous voices, and you enjoy listening to the broadcast before bed. That's great.
I mean, thanks for humoring me, guys, but I really do, honestly, I want to know, what can I do to help you?
Well, keep calling the show.
Share on social media.
Yeah, share.
Keep calling the show. Share on social media.
Yeah. And if you actually can somehow get in touch with Richard Branson and get him interested in curing hair loss, that would be very helpful.
That'd be a good start.
No, that's great. I mean, if I was friends with Elon Musk, I mean, he's losing his hair. Yeah, but I mean, come on, Richard Branson he's thick, full head of hair. He's like,
what does that mean? It's about changing the world, society. 2/3 of men by the age of 35 are dealing with it. It is the biggest scourge on our society.
Okay.
Scourge. I don't know if that's the correct word, but it is a devastating. It is a disease of the spirit that affects people. It's biblical proportions. What's the matter, Jay? You don't like your camera angle?
No.
There we go.
First of all, you guys are so well spoken, especially against an inebriated fellow like myself. But I mean, if I wanted to donate some money to your show, I mean, could you give me a PayPal? Whatever.
I love to take your money, and I appreciate that. people ask us all the time, and sometimes I'm like, well, maybe we should do some sort of a Patreon thing or whatever.
Yeah.
When people, here's what's interesting about life. When people are paying for things, they take it a lot more seriously than when you give it away for free. But then there's like, we have to fucking do the show. And I'm lazy by nature, I'm not a morning dude.
Okay.
This guy's great.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
Fair enough.
Thank you, guys.
All right, man.
And what?
We're getting out of here.
No. Thanks for being so nice to me, and just like next time I call in, I think I'm going to call in sober.
I don't think it's going to be as fun, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
It won't be as fun, but
call in sober, but drink while you're on the phone, so we can monitor you slowly getting more inebriated.
Yeah.
No, I look, guys, I'm drinking right now as we speak. But okay, but can I? All right, let me. All right, and you can cut me off, obviously.
We will.
But thank you, Spencer. The whole thing with what? Joe, is that you laughing?
Yeah, you're hilarious, man. We love your call.
Joe, calm
down. We love your call.
Man.
Yes.
Joe, calm your ass down. Okay, so
take it down a notch, Joe.
Chill out, Joe. Chill out.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I because of my drinking, I don't know if I've already asked this, but like in terms of Howard Stern, like I want to ask you, Spencer and Joe. Do you think he has his own hair, or does he have like a hairpiece or something? Or I'm curious, if you don't mind.
Either way, he owns it, so it's his.
That's a good, safe answer. Come on, son of a bitch. I mean, what are you doing? This is the bald truth. You tell me to shut. Fuck.
The one thing I don't like to do is out guys.
Yeah, I know you don't like to out guys, but okay, that answer in and of itself tells me what I don't want to know. So thank you.
All right.
And
listen, we're gonna go. We gotta go.
What?
We gotta wrap this call up.
Am I getting cut off?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off right now, dude. Thank you so much, man. And you know what? If you can get in touch with Richard, make it happen. That will change the world.
All right. Thanks for being so nice to me, guys. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for the call, man. Be well.
All right. Thanks for calling.
Okay. Bye now, guys.
Bye-bye.
Got so much good stuff for Instagram off of that call.
Holy shit. That was a treasure trove of clips. I like it. Sound bites.
You know, kind of name drop? Richard Branson.
Richard Branson. Yeah.
So it's funny. It's 5 o'clock. We got a call tonight, and the board is fucking full. Like, why don't you motherfuckers call early?
What, are you driving home from work or something when we go on the air?
All right. I'm going to take one more call, but it's not going to be long. I'm going to make it like 5 minutes the most. That's it. Just deal with it.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Let's see who this is.
Hello?
Hey, you're on the air.
Hey guys, how are you?
Okay, how are you?
Good. Who's
Good,
this?
thanks.
Where are you calling from?
So, I'm calling from Canada, Toronto.
I think I
What's your
know
name?
who you are, man.
Ali.
What is it?
My name is Ali,
Ali.
and I'm 26 years old.
Okay.
I noticed that I've been balding since. I noticed that I was balding first when I was 24 years old. And so I went to the doctor. Couldn't believe that I was losing my hair. I thought maybe I have like some vitamin deficiency or something.
That's what we all think.
The first thing they put me on was what is it called? Minoxidil. I used it for a while. I lost a lot of hair, but I stopped it because of a lot of dandruff after like 4 or 5 months. And so my next option was Finasteride, and I was so scared of it. And after like doing a lot of research, watching and listening to you guys, and also hair show on YouTube, I started taking Finasteride a year ago. So December.
How's it worked out for you?
2021. So the first 3 months, I had a huge shed, and the shed was was at the very front part of my hair, like the whole hairline, and it was all diffused thin. So it looked absolutely like it was so ugly. It was not receding; it was like diffused. So after like 2-3 months, I had that shed, and then it started to fill up, and it was kind of a little like 10-15% better than when I actually started taking the Finasteride. So it's been 1 year. I feel like I've stabilized a little bit, but I'm losing. It has just slowed down the process. But I know where I'm going. I'm like 20, almost 27 years old. I know, like, I look at the pictures like from 4 years ago, and the amount of hair I have lost is just so much. I know, like, by the time I'm 30 years old, I'll lose a lot. So I'm taking Finasteride 1.25 every other day. And at this point, I just don't know what to do to stop the hair loss.
It's a classic question. It's asked by millions of people every year asking that same question. Even though they're seeing some sort of benefit, from some sort of medication, I think that a couple of things need to be clarified. First, was the every other day or Monday, Wednesday, Friday routine, was that prescribed to you by your doctor?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday? No, it was not by a doctor. So as I was,
every other day though.
Every other day. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah.
Okay. Like was that the way it was prescribed to you?
No. It was prescribed.
Okay.
I went to my doctor and I told him I want Finasteride. He told me there might be some side effects. Are you okay with that? I said, yeah, I did my research. I'm going to take it. If I see any side effects, I'll stop. And I didn't see any side effects.
Okay, but my question is, was the prescription from the doctor telling you to take it every other day or Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or were you supposed to take it daily and you decided on your own to take it every other day?
So I got the prescription from my family physician. So he's not a dermatologist. And he told me take 1 milligram. You can take 1 milligram every day. But because I was kind of scared of the side effects, I went with 1.25. But I didn't just make that decision on my own. I think you guys know there is a show. It's called hair loss show by two doctors from Australia.
Yeah.
And I watched it, and they were saying that apparently 5 milligrams, almost 4.5 to 5 milligrams, Monday, Wednesday, Friday is the sweet spot for most of their patients, and that's what I went with. To avoid the side effects and also get the benefits of the medication. So yeah, that's why I made that decision to do it.
Okay, all right. So you did make it on your own. No one that knows your case made that recommendation. You just took it on the general advice that two doctors on YouTube were saying that that's what they tell their patients. So okay. So the second question is, are you taking generic or is it actually name brand Proscar or Propecia?
It's generic.
Okay. So yeah. So a couple things I would recommend that you investigate. Talk to your doctor. Whichever one you're using for this, and they don't have to be a dermatologist. Just as long as they understand the basic fundamentals, they're fine. First, I would investigate upping the intake frequency to the point where your doctor recommended or prescribed, which was every day. That's what I would look at. Your doctor already prescribed it, so maybe consider upping your intake frequency to what he originally prescribed, and see how that works out for you for a minimum of 6 months. Don't do anything else. Don't change anything else. Just go to daily like he originally prescribed. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not giving you any sort of recommendation just out of nowhere. I just think it's best to maybe follow your doctor's prescription and try that for 6 months to see how it works out for you. You already know you don't have side effects, right? Like you're responding favorably to it, where you said it's stabilized your loss, and that's great. Like that's the baseline of what you want, because now, the goal is to build from that foundation vertically with positive results. And the best way to do that, in my opinion, is to, it's working. It's not like, it's not completely ineffective, is to return to the original intake frequency that your doctor prescribed and try that.
Mm-hmm. Is it completely stabilized? And that's the problem. And so the thing about
the result should be the same, where you're getting some sort of stabilization. In other words, you're getting a positive effect from your current regimen. So by increasing the intake frequency, that will maybe improve what you're seeing to where it is completely stabilized, or maybe even push you over to the edge to where you get some sort of net gain, a visible improvement to the aesthetic of your hair that's quantifiable. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's one thing I can do to increase the frequency. But the thing with side effects is that it's very subjective. And before taking the finasteride, like I was doing my research a lot, and I was always monitoring myself to see how much sex drive I have. And after taking it, for the first vial, like I felt like my sex drive was less, but I thought maybe it's placebo, or some people experience reduced libido for a while, and then it kind of bounces back. So right now, I'm not sure if I feel like it's the same. My sex drive is the same, but maybe it's not, because it's very subjective. You know what I mean?
No, I do know what you mean, but again, you have to make the decision based. Like, there's really nothing else you can do, because you've already stated there's at least some positive effect from what you're doing now. So okay, I take that back. Maybe you can change what you're doing in a different way. Instead of the intake frequency, stick to the same intake frequency, the same schedule, but take a larger cut of a pill. Instead of 1.25, maybe 2.5. Now that's getting outside of what your doctor originally recommended. So I am definitely not a doctor. I am definitely not saying to do that. I'm just saying that is a potential option to consider. But again, I think going back to the original prescription recommendation, that would be the best thing to do at this point, and just evaluate, because you can always back off. Try it for a month, see how it works. Yeah. At the end of 1 month, reevaluate. If you're not having side effects that are bothering you, then keep going. If you are having some side effects that maybe you're concerned about, like this subjective issue that you just mentioned, maybe decide to push through, because a lot of times side effects do diminish with continued use, not just with this, but with a lot of medications. And if it's something that you decide, it's too much for me to deal with, then just go back to every other day, or whatever the intake frequency is that you've put yourself on, and then you can call us and we can maybe suggest something else. But in my opinion, that's the logical first step.
I find that to be incredibly sound advice, Joe. And again, we're not physicians here at the Bald Truth. All right, did we help you out?
Yeah.
You good?
Yeah. Definitely.
All right. Listen, thank you so much. Good luck.
One more question. Can I ask?
Real quick.
So my only option is to increase the finasteride. If this like balding continues, I know you guys said don't go for the hair transplant, but if I go with a really good doctor and just
nope. Don't get a hair transplant at the age of 26 unless you've stopped your hair loss and you know for sure that your medication is working. You don't go get surgery while the medication is still a question mark. It might be working, not sure, not sure what's going on there, still losing my hair. No. The surgery doesn't fix that. Like, it'll be a temporary fix, but then you'd be right back where you started in 2-3 years, calling the show saying, I wish I didn't get surgery because I'm still losing my hair, and now I need another surgery, I can't afford it, or I don't have enough donor hair. You just put yourself in a whole different level of hurt. Don't get a surgery. Find a solution to stabilizing your loss as best you can. You just started. Like you're taking such a minimal amount of medication, not even every day. So there are options. It's just you can't change things quickly because you're talking about hair growth. It's like watching the grass grow, but it takes a lot longer. You know, it's maddening how long this takes, but you have to stick with it. You have to monitor. You have to be patient. Because if you start to get impatient, that's when you fuck yourself. And that's when you become one of the walking wounded that calls the show saying, I wish I had listened to you.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, man.
A lot of credible doctors, a lot of good doctors that you have showed on your YouTube, they do it on very young guys, and you also show like.
Let me stop you.
Poor guy's
Ali,
not going to listen.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what any doctor that I've spoken favorably about that's on my website. I don't give a shit what they say. My opinion is my opinion. Their opinion is their opinion. But I'm telling you, as a 30-some-odd year transplant patient and repair patient, don't get a surgery unless you have locked in your hair loss. You've tried everything. You've thrown everything you can possibly think of. You've talked to so many different doctors, and you've tried everything. Like, you got to lock this in. It's like building a house on a foundation of quicksand. It's going to continue to sink.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah. So don't, I don't care. Like, I don't care how young some patients are that some clinics will work on, even clinics I work with, because there are extenuating circumstances in a lot of the cases. Like I know of a case where a kid was worked on when he was 19 years old. His circumstances actually warranted the surgery. For every other 19-year-old out there, it's not warranted. 23-year-olds, sure, in some cases, fine. Most, no. It's individual, right? But in your case, I don't care if you're 36. If you haven't stabilized your loss and you're chasing it with medications, trying to find the right balance, and you just started using medications, I'd be telling you the same thing.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
All right, man. Good luck. Listen to Joe.
Thanks.
Take it easy.
Yeah, I will.
All right. Bye-bye.
See you, Ali.
We're going to hang up on everybody. Guys, thanks for holding on. You should have called earlier, but we appreciate it. We'll be on next week. Phones off. All right, guys, we're going to do the websites very quickly. I could run through them, Joe. The American Hair Loss Association, AmericanHairLoss.org, IHRS.org for the International Alliance of Hair Restoration Surgeons. Again, IAHRS.org. Joe Tillman's personal website, hairtransplantmentor.com. Great place to go. Just considering hair transplant surgery, you want to learn about hair loss and hair transplant surgery, check out this dude's story. It's wild. hairtransplantmentor.com. Joe Tillman's personal YouTube channel, and it's the Hair Transplant channel, which airs this broadcast live if you're listening. So if you want to get into the chat, check out and also check out Joe's other educational videos, his hair transplant classes. I'm getting tired. That's hair transplant. I'm sorry. That's youtube.com/hair transplant mentor.com. And that's the hair transplant channel, which is confusing now.
It is, but
I do like the name.
I might change something.
But I do like the name. American Hair Loss Association, AmericanHairLoss.org. Our message forum, baldtruthtalk.com. And that's it, Jay. Anything you want to add before we go off
You didn't
the
mention
air?
the Bald Truth UK. The Bald Truth UK, only on apetogentleman.com.
Sorry, man. Yeah, I forgot. Till next time, guys.
You're tired. I'm tired.
Be strong. God bless. And thank you all so much for listening. Have a good night.
Thank you very much.
Good night.
I'm sorry for any inconvenience you may have been put to prior to the program. and I'm glad you enjoyed it. And if you could now leave by the exits at the rear, that'd be splendid.